Jeffrey's probably the most feminine man in his bloodline. He's more feminine than his own girlfriend. His ancestors would now be proud of how feminine Jeffrey is because he watches so much TikTok, so much social media. It has affected him. It has made him more feminine instead of masculine. We got Adonis on the other hand. Adonis, he doesn't even have social media. He knows what he has to do as a masculine man. He works on himself every day. He goes to the gym. His girlfriend loves him and adores him so much because of how masculine he is. We should all strive to be more like Adonis, right? The other day, I went to the mall. I haven't been in the mall in quite a bit. I was walking around and I started seeing LGBTQ plus whatever transgender everywhere in every store or most of stores. It's like a propaganda, and it started to put me to think how this war on masculinity, we're losing it. I started to see these people with colored hair everywhere. This is just the mall. Like, just regular mall. I went to go buy some clothes that I needed for a trip I'm going to have. And I see grown men with colorful hair, and they're just classifying as another gender and all that stuff. And it put me to think how we're losing this war of masculinity. And it put me to think this is the future. If we had a war, we would be depending on these type of people to defend our country. It's all propaganda. It's all planned. Nothing happens for a reason. Everything is done for a reason. Who do you think controls TikTok? China, right? If you want to win a war on a nation, go after its men. Make them weak. And that's what most of y'all need to see. There's not a lot of strong men out here. And that's the reason why I do these videos. It's a whole bunch of feminine males out there. More feminine than their own females. Matter of fact, society is trying to emasculate females and feminize men. Just like back then in World War II, how the Nazis were trying to throw propaganda. That's how it started. They would put their Nazi symbols everywhere. And that's how it is with transgenders and all that go through your emotions type stuff. How you believe you're not supposed to be a man, change to be a female, change your genders. That's how it is. They're putting that propaganda everywhere. TikTok, Instagram. Even you go out to the store, every store has LGBTQ. Don't judge colorful rainbows type stuff. And that is affecting our youth. That's why do you think we have so much school shootings? Y'all telling young men to go based off their emotions. If you tell a man full of testosterone to go based off of his emotions, that's the type of stuff you get. You get school shooters. You get massive shootings. You get people getting killed down the street for no reason. We got a mental health crisis. And I believe as a man, it's down to every single one of y'all to change this stuff. Social media is affecting our mental health more than we think. You've never heard of, you don't even hear people say how social media is a type of addiction. Nobody talks about that. And it's probably the biggest addiction in our century. Especially as young as young males, that's affecting us more than we think. If you really go back in time, you're probably the weakest male out of your bloodline. Your grandparent, your grandparents would be ashamed of the type of man you became because you're not as your testosterone is way low. It's way below what their testosterone was at your age. They had over 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. They had very high testosterone. You'll be lucky to even have 300 nanograms per deciliter. Everything is affecting your testosterone. Plastics. We live in a plastic full society. We have plastics everywhere. Everything you wear, polyester. Everything. Plastics affect your testosterone more than you think. The food you eat, it has been processed. It affects your testosterone. It's all part of a big plan to emasculate men, to make them more feminine. And it's working. It really is. Why do you think they banned Andrew Tate on what he says? All he what everything he says, it is made to is to emasculate men, to be more disciplined, to be more hardworking, to be a man, to what actually the definition of being a man. He teaches all those characteristics. And the media puts him out as a misogynistic man and how young men should not be looking up to him. And most of these feminists are too. You've seen them videos out where people go up to random females and ask them, what's your thoughts on Andrew Tate, right? And most of them will be like, oh, he's a misogynist, this and that. They're all brainwashed. Have you actually questioned your beliefs? Have you actually questioned your belief, or you just go with what you hear? And that's the problem in this society. I believe as a man, as a masculine man, you're supposed to go with what's right. Work on yourself, go to the gym, be a hardworking individual, be a disciplined individual, be stoic. And there's not a lot of men like that anymore. You have a lot of men fighting over a parking spot, fighting over a TV in Black Friday. That's the type of society we live nowadays. There's not a lot of strong men out here. And it's down to you. I believe you should get on your game. Be a man. Be a man your kids will be proud of. Be a man your parents will be proud of. And like always, stay on the grind.